Hi everyone, this is the third video in the US President Names series. My goal here is to help you learn 16 US President names in the order in which they were elected. I can just go on and tell you the names first, but we know it's not easy to remember all 16 of them. Forget about remembering them in order. So, what I'm going to do here is that I will tell you a story first, and I request you to only focus on the story for now. Then I'll give you a 10 seconds break to recall the story and let it settle in your mind. After that, we will see the precedent names hidden in the story. This method of learning works 100% of the time for me, and I hope it'll help you too. You can then show off your knowledge before friends, participate in trivia and other general knowledge competitions, and whatnot. Without further ado, let's get started. The story is called James and the Hamster. Once upon a time, a brown hamster was lingering in a park. He found jam and butter in a can and quickly ate it all up. Next, he found fried pears and it ate those too. It starts to go miles and yards ahead to fill its stomach some more, so we have a pretty greedy hamster here. It became so fat that it got difficult to carry even his tail with his fluffy body. To add to his misery, James, a very mischievous boy, found the hamster and started poking it. He then tried to join his tail to two large balloons. The balloons were filled with helium, but while he was trying to tie up the hamster, a hen pegged his foot and distracted him. The hamster hurried away in the sun. Luckily, he found a small toy tin van, hopped onto it, and it helped the hamster run away. James goes back home and starts drawing on his Michael Jackson poster. He drew a tiara on the head, making him look like a queen, and then drew a large Adam's apple on his neck. James next moves on to spoil his Marilyn Monroe poster. But then he realized that he's really tired, so James took his energy medicine. Energized once again, he imitated Thomas the train engine and went out huffing and puffing in the sun. He found his friend John near a dumpster. He had a torch tied to his forehead and was washing a tin can. And the two friends lived happily ever after. So, yeah, it is an abrupt ending, but the story is enough to help us learn. Now, let me give you a quick review of the story and then we can move on to associating precedent names with it. So, there was a brown hamster that's lingering in the park. He finds jam and butter in a can. Next, he finds fried pears. And then he goes miles and yards to fill his stomach some more. He is so fluffy that it's difficult to carry even his tail with him. Then a very mischievous boy called James finds the hamster and he starts poking it. He also tries to tie two balloons to his tail. The balloons are filled with helium. Luckily, a hen pegged his foot, and the hamster got a chance to hurry away in the sun. He found a toy tin van, hopped onto it, and got away from James. James went home to find his Michael Jackson posters hanging there untouched, and his mischievous instinct forces him to start drawing on it. He first draws a tiara on his head to make him look like a queen, and he also draws a large Adam's apple on his neck. Then he turns to spoil his Marilyn Monroe poster. Now he feels tired, so he takes his energy medicine, and energized once again, he starts imitating Thomas the train engine, huffing and puffing. He goes back to the park in the sun. There he finds his friend John near a dumpster, and John has a torch tied to his forehead because it's dark there, and he is washing a tin can. So that's it. Now we will go for a round two to learn the president names. Before that, I would suggest that you pause the video like for 30 seconds or so, recall the pictures that we just saw so that the story forms in your mind in a flow. And then when we go to round two, it'll help make things easier to learn. Once upon a time, a brown hamster was lingering in a park. Brown, ham, lingering. These are the key words. Brown ham, Abraham, lingering, Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. He found jam and butter in a can and quickly ate it all up. Jam, butter, can, and. Jam, James, butter, can, and Buchanan. Next, he found fried pears and he ate those too. Fried pears. Fried, Franklin, pears, Pierce. He starts to go miles and yards ahead to fill his stomach some more. Miles, yards, Millard, Fillmore, Fillmore, Millard Fillmore. He became so fat that it got difficult to carry even his tail with his fluffy body. So, carry and tail, those are the important words here. Carry, Zachary, tail, Taylor. To add to his misery, James, a very mischievous boy, found the hamster and started poking it. The only two important words here are James and poke. So we got James K. Poke. He then tried to join its tail to two large balloons. So join, tail, join, John, tail, Tyler. The balloons were filled with helium, but while he was trying to tie up the hamster, a hen pecked his foot and distracted him. The hamster hurried away in the sun. Helium, William, hen, Henry, son, Harrison. We can also use the word hurry, hurried away in the sun, so hurry and son, Harrison. Luckily, he found a small toy tin van, hopped onto it, and it helped the hamster run away. So, tin van, run. Martin Van Buren. Next, James goes back home and starts drawing on his Michael Jackson poster. So, and draw Jackson, Andrew Jackson. He drew a tiara on his head, making him look like a queen. So we have Quincy here. And then drew a large Adam's apple on his neck. So John Quincy Adams. James next moves on to spoil his Marilyn Monroe poster. James Monroe. James Monroe. But then he realized that he's really tired, so James took his energy medicine. James Madison. Medicine. Energized once again, he imitated Thomas the train engine and went out huffing and puffing in the sun. Thomas, huffing and puffing, huff and puff, Jefferson, and the sun. He found his friend John near a dumpster. John, Adams, John Adams. He had a torch tied to his forehead and was washing a tin can. Torch rhymes with George. Washing a tin can, Washington. And that's all. Here we have all 16 names. Abraham Lincoln, a brown hamster lingering in the park. James Buchanan, jam, butter in a can. Franklin Pierce, fried pears. Millard Fillmore, miles and yards to fill his stomach some more. Zachary Taylor, carry his tail, became difficult to carry his tail. James K. Poke, James finds the ham and starts poking it. John Tyler tries to join his tail to balloons. William Henry Harrison, William helium. So balloons are filled with helium, and a hen pecks his foot, and the hamster gets a chance to hurry away in the sun. Harrison. Martin Van Buren, he finds a toy tin van on which he hops and gets to run away. James goes back to his home and drew on his Jackson poster, Michael Jackson poster, so Andrew Jackson. He made him look like a queen by drawing a tiara, Quincy, John Quincy, and a large Adam's apple, John Quincy Adams. James Monroe. James then turns to his Marilyn Monroe poster. James Madison. James takes his energy medicine and then imitates Thomas the train engine and goes huffing and puffing in the sun. So, huff, puff, sun, Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson. John, he finds his friend John near a dumpster. John Adams. John has a torch tied to his forehead and he's washing a tin can. Torch George Washington, washing a tin can, Washington. So that's all I have for this video. Please like it if it helps you learn, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Also feel free to leave comments about anything else that you would like to learn with the help of such stories. I've left links to part 1 and 2, which have 2 other stories, and these 3 together can help you learn all US president names until the year 2020.